Hey, look at there we are. There we are.
There
Just like that, folks. Hello, Damian Nelson, David Hero, and we are all the way live. L-I-V-E live.
Yes, we are.
Back here in this chair, back in the saddle. Thank you for joining us wherever you are. We are live right now on YouTube. We are live on Facebook Live. We are live on Twittering as well, and we want you all to engage with us. If you're following us on any of our social media channels, you can go ahead and put a comment on it. It's amazing. Right here on this very screen, we see your live comments already on YouTube. Go fast and win. Rainier Barrientos on Twitter. Nathan Newman on Facebook. Richard Ely on YouTube as well. And then we'll be seeing your comments all night long. So, David, why are we here? And more importantly, why are you sitting so far away? You've not even framed properly in the shot.
To be honest, there's a 3-foot rule right now. Have you not been watching the news? I don't feel like getting coronatized by you.
Coronatized?
Well, you were in China for how long?
I was in China. I was in South Korea. I was all over the place before I came back here.
When you come back, anarchy.
Thank you for joining us all over the world here live. This is since our ESPN radio days, David Hero, we have not been live, and we are not just doing it on one forum, we're doing it on many. But tonight, it's a special preview, a preview edition of the Pro Wrestling Report. Welcome to our new fans, welcome to our old fans, welcome to wrestling fans all over the world. David, we've got a lot to talk about here today as we frame up what the future of PWR will be, but the future of professional wrestling in this crazy world we're in now is really what's on a lot of people's minds. And first and foremost, just today, earlier today, as Raw has gone off the air a few minutes ago, we found out that Wrestlemania would be occurring in a very unusual format in the WWE Performance Center. Tampa Bay's stadium, no longer the host, obviously due to the coronavirus situation, and obviously a huge news story. We'll get to that in a bit, but first, I want to tell you a little bit about how this came to be, how we are sitting here right now, how we are live.
I thought we were done.
We were done some 2 years ago, and just a few weeks back at AEW Revolution in Chicago, where I had the privilege of broadcasting for Fight TV with my dear friend Josh Chernoff. More on Fight TV in a few minutes, by the way. I had the privilege of broadcasting there and had the opportunity to see what this AEW Revolution was, and to see and be engaged back with the wrestling fans. And that was actually the culmination of several events, David Hero. The week before,
we were at NXT.
We were at NXT live here in Milwaukee. And also, the night after, had a great GLCW show here in Cedarburg.
We've been doing a lot of
We saw Cal Hero perform, senior intern Cal, who is here with us right now, making this whole thing work, doing all the work, if you will.
Who would have thought?
3 huge events, and you know, it was so awesome engaging with you, the fans, that I saw at those events, being back in the business, if you will. And it was from there at actually AEW Revolution where we said, hey, you said, hey, what's going on with PWR?
Why not?
And I said, you know what, by WrestleMania, I would make a decision. There was not a no, there was not a yes, it was none of that. Said we'd make a decision by WrestleMania, and then just a few weeks later, here we are live on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, all over the world, with the return of the Pro Wrestling Report. So why did it happen now? Why did it happen now before WrestleMania week? Well, there is no WrestleMania week anymore. So it was an opportunity. You know, we looked at it, and David, I'll let you give a little bit more perspective on this, because it was really your brainchild of looking at the complete crap show that is the world right now due to this whole virus situation, which is truly it is a national disaster of epic proportions. None of us have experienced anything like this in our lives.
Disaster.
It is absolutely, but we said, and we sat back, and I've been talking to people in the industry, with all these wrestling shows being canceled, with all of this uncertainty in the wrestling world right now, people need familiarity, and they need a source. And we have always been that source, and we will continue to be that source. But what was going through your head when you convinced me, to return to this chair?
Well, I mean, let's be honest. We're needed.
And what's happening with your monitor? Where's your logo?
I don't know what happened here.
What city is that? Is that oh, you're going to put an Asian city. Okay, yes, I understand.
I got to represent your former hometown. You know what? The Pro Wrestling Report had to come back. It had to.
Why did it have to?
Well, there's a lot of stuff going on in wrestling. I've been reading a lot of stuff that people are talking about in wrestling, and they're not right. It's wrong. It's very one-sided, very opinionated. And I just think it's the right thing to do. People want the content. People want to know. They miss Be the Booker, right? They miss Feedback
Some do.
Friday. I mean, we were at NXT, we were at AEW, and people kept coming to me, hey, what happened to the show? And I kept saying Damien left me, and I was unemployed for the last 3 years. So, but, I mean, it's what we do. It's what we know best, is wrestling. And we enjoy it. We love it. We've always had fun doing it. And right now, with the world being quarantined, I think, it's time to come back and entertain the masses.
Yes, and we are back, folks, and as you see some of your comments live, streaming across your screen there, Nathan Newman welcoming us back. Several of your comments, and we appreciate those comments for sure, and all of you engaging with us. This is, we talked about, we've been sort of vague, David Hero. We said we'd come back, we said we'd be back, but we never quite shared with you what was happening in this cranium, that cranium. We've been talking to a lot of people. We've been talking to networks, we've been talking to stations, we've been talking to partners, we've been involved with a lot. And this time is right. The time is now. You can see us, but the time is now. And we are not doing this as a one-off. This is an update. This is a surprise shot, if you will.
This is going to be ridiculous. It is, because it's unheard of.
Ridiculous
for us
or
to do
redonkulous?
No, because, well, I don't want to give away your secret or your big surprise, but
You usually do.
We're used to just doing a one-nighter. You're looking for, like, multiples during the week.
Folks, here's the big announcement, okay? So we've partnered with a broadcast entity that is going to be our premier outlet starting soon here. In fact, in 2 days. Pro Wrestling Report PrimeTime Live is not back for one night only. It is not a one-night stand. Folks, we are going to come to you live 3 nights a week. Monday nights, Wednesday nights, and Friday nights. 6 o'clock p.m. Central, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern. PrimeTime Live will be broadcasting live, globally, all over the world on Fight TV.
Now spell it right, F-I-T-E, Fight.
You still know how to do that. That's good.
It's one of the few gimmicks I still got down pat.
PrimeTime Live, 3 nights a week. We'll be expanding our reach. We'll be bringing on some new faces, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But we're going to be live. We're going to be interactive 3 nights a week. Mondays before Raw, Wednesdays before AEW Dynamite, and on Fridays right before WWE SmackDown on Fox.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 6 p.m. Central, 7 Eastern, whatever that West Coast time difference is what, 4 hours gimmick or so?
2 or 3.
Is it? Okay, so like 4 o'clock Pacific, right?
Just keep trying.
It is 4 o'clock.
Somewhere.
Yeah. And then on Fight, and then of course we have partners now too. We're working with our good, close, personal, longtime friends, Collar and Elbow.
Absolutely, another partnership we formed.
We'll be working with Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW, and Al Snow's group.
In fact, big news out of OVW, we're going to be a part of their weekly broadcast, actually.
Whoa, that's 4 shows a week now we got to do?
Yeah, the PWR Primetime Weekend Update, part of the OVW weekly broadcast on
YouTube America, right?
America.
Yeah.
That's YOUTOO America.
And they're also on Binge TV as well.
Absolutely. So
wait, hold on. Pump the brakes. So we're going to be on Fight as our home station.
Mm-hmm.
YouTube America, Binge TV, Facebook Live, Twitter Live.
As we are right now, all over the world.
YouTube,
hello, world.
YouTube. Good God Almighty. You're going to finally get over.
But you know what? We're giving you a lot right now. It's not just us. We've expanded our reach. We've expanded our broadcast team, if you will. And some new faces are going to be joining us, as will some old faces. And Arvin Yoga on YouTube had a recommendation, David Hero. He'd like to field that through you. He'd like to see the Kaz come back. He'd like to see the man they call Meathead come back.
I'm all about the Kaz, but Meathead...
Surprise entrance on the Pro Wrestling Report. Well, folks, it is, and Arvin, it is much more than that, because not only is Meathead returning to the Pro Wrestling Report Primetime as part of our broadcast team,
all this stuff I don't know about.
He will be joined by obviously you and me here at the what do you call this? The anchor desk.
Yeah.
The anchor desk, and we'll get your monitor fixed, because who knows what the next image is that's going to pop up on that. And what is this even right now? What is going on with their hair?
It's like a Dr. Seuss gimmick.
Is this your new gimmick? You're just going to have your random images of the day?
I'll be honest. It's hooked up to some Chromecast gimmick. I don't know what's going to pop up next.
So, yes, but it won't just be Meathead. There'll be many, 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 many more joining us as well. The lovely Linda Kay will be part of the broadcast. And we're adding some new faces, folks, ladies and gentlemen, as well. We are pleased to welcome Drew Bay, who's going to be a correspondent as well. Many of you know him at, what's his Twitter, at Ticket Drew.
At Ticket Drew.
He has a lot of information, especially in these trying times right now. A lot of people have been wondering, asking when something's going to get canceled, why it's canceled, what's going on with refunds, money, all that other stuff.
He's like
well,
a logistics expert.
Can tell us give us the insight as to those things, along with the opinions he has of professional wrestling as well. But it goes beyond that. One of our dear friends from over on Fight TV of the critically acclaimed So Says Chernoff show, Josh Chernoff, will now be joining us here on PrimeTime Live as well.
I've never been critical of that show.
You've never been critical of that show.
Yeah.
You're right. So that is the PWR team, the expanded PWR team. If we're going to be live 3 nights a week to start, if we're going to be live 3 nights a week, we need more people to do the work for us. So we are bringing on additional people, additional perspectives, additional opinions. But it doesn't stop there.
That's my gimmick. I am the opinionologist.
The opinionist. You now are you have a doctorate?
Dude, I've been gone for 3 years. I got my doctorates.
Really? What school?
It's one of those online gimmicks.
Of course it is one of those.
It's the same place that I got my ministry registration from, where I do my weddings and stuff.
Yes, I'm sure. So where was I? We were talking about the staff.
You were in China,
and
then you had enough, and then you came back.
But that, so beyond that, I'm glad you still can't follow along. There is more that will be joining us on a regular basis on PrimeTime Live. We'll have a special guest wrestling superstar with us on each of our broadcasts, Mondays, Wednesdays, Friday nights. Do we have a guest lined up for Wednesday's broadcast
we do, actually. And
well, maybe you tell people at the end.
Yeah.
At the end of this preview, if we will. We're already 12 and a half minutes into this 30-minute ride here, David.
Well, you've been rambling.
Folks, tell us what it is you want to see on PrimeTime Live. We're at PWR360, at PWR360 now on Facebook. That PWR360's Twitter. At PWR360 now on Facebook and Instagram. Obviously, the all-new PWR360.com and YouTube Live right here. Folks, if you haven't done so already, help us out. Subscribe.
Yes,
subscribe to the Pro Wrestling Report, PWR360. And always get notified, turn on your notifications so that when we go live, there could be breaking news, there could be other shows like tonight's, which are unannounced, that happen that you may not be prepared for or ready for. Always get those notifications so that you do know what is happening in our world.
And I will say this, for this being unannounced, I am flattered by the amount of viewers we got going on right now.
A lot, including Internet Junk, who is a bit surprised that PWR is back. And a question from David Venena, how do you say that? Venegas?
God bless you.
What's going on here? Well, we are back, folks. We are back here on the show, on the air, and AEW Slam Zone, Mrs. Linda Kay. You know, her puppies really are
Why do you gotta
popular.
say Slam Zone, then Linda Kay? What's the innuendo there about?
I don't understand what you mean.
You know, she's in a serious relationship.
I'm not sure what you're talking about. So, who are you most excited to have joining us here now, David Hero? We know you love Meathead. We know you love Linda. Drew and I go way back. He could be my favorite.
Well, he is your favorite. I mean, I'm excited to work with everybody because everyone brings a completely different dynamic.
That is true.
You know, you have opinions, you have thoughts, you have really strong opinions with some of our guests. And we're going to have experts. We're going to have people that know the business. I mean, Al Snow is going to be on. Rikishi's going to swing over.
We said we'd talk about the superstar guests later on.
I didn't say when they're going to be on.
You can't follow script.
I don't have
You don't even have a script in front of you.
What am I? You know what I do miss? I don't have any paper and a pencil to draw.
Remember the theme to Animaniacs? What was it?
I never watched that.
Da 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 da. So why bother to rehearse it? Because we're anime. It was about a script.
Have we ever
don't have a script, don't need no script, so why bother to rehearse? Because it's for Animaniacs. You'd be Wacko. I'd be Yakko. Actually, would you be Pinky or the Brain?
The Brain?
I'm Pinky. Folks, later on we will share with you. Our special superstar guest coming to Wednesday's edition of PrimeTime Live on Fight. That's FITE. And it's going to be free on Fight, by the way. You can subscribe to fight. You can also watch a lot of free programming. And over the next few days, we're going to be sharing with you what Fight is doing to be your destination, your source for professional wrestling in these trying times right now. And speaking of trying times, David Hero, we found out earlier today what we knew was coming but did not know in what form, and that is the essential cancellation of WrestleMania 36 in the iteration in which they plan to present it. And
it's not a cancellation. They just shifted it. They moved it to a different venue.
So WrestleMania, as it was in its previously announced iteration, as I said, was canceled.
Yeah, and they moved it to the PC.
They have repurposed and rescheduled.
And it's gonna be such a challenge because it's gonna show who the true performers are. It is so difficult to work in front of 20 people, 30 people, 15, but possibly to perform in front of 0 and you can't feel the emotion from the crowd and you really can't talk too much and call your spots because the cameras are going to pick it up. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be challenging. I mean, just think about that. Some of the big high-profile matches when you have John Cena coming back, you have Undertaker coming back, you have Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre, and if I'm Drew McIntyre, I'm like, oh my god, I'm finally get my WrestleMania moment, and it's going to be in a warehouse.
Yeah, and Raw tonight was evident. SmackDown last week was evident, and we're not going to knock WWE at all, but we do want to.
You know what?
Kevin K helped us out here. The writers flipped. We have no script. Why bother to rehearse?
Okay.
It's time for Animaniacs.
I have no idea what that is.
You watched it. You can act like you didn't, or were you a DuckTales kind of guy?
I never watched that stuff. Yes.
What are you, Matt Riddell all of a sudden?
Oh, God, no. He has way better hair than I do. See, now you threw me off with this.
I sure did, didn't
cartoon.
I? It is going to be a unique presentation.
What I'm saying is WWE, and I said this earlier on Twitter, they're trailblazers. I mean, this is unheard of to actually go forward with no fans.
Yeah.
And you know, is it uncomfortable? Absolutely at times, because you know, you don't know what the viewers at home are seeing, because if they don't know who the babyface and the heel is, who do they cheer for if they never watched before?
And the crowds sort of feed off of each other at these events, especially being there live. You know, there is nothing like WrestleMania. I've been to 18 of them, and it is an atmospheric thing. It is a thing that you can't replicate in a hall devoid of people, which is what the Performance Center is going to be. But WWE had no choice. No, given the current situation,
you can't pause WrestleMania.
You can't pause WrestleMania. They would have to almost essentially have fully stopped all WWE programming and stories and then start up again without people invested come time to do WrestleMania, which at this point, there's a lot of talk about 8 weeks into the summer or longer for this current situation to resolve itself.
Yeah.
It was a tough spot, a very tough spot. And one thing I want to make clear and think needs to be made clear is what WWE did last Friday with SmackDown, what they did tonight with Raw,
what AEW is going to have to do on Wednesday.
What AEW is going to have to do on Wednesday. Look, let's not trick ourselves into thinking these are things they have to do. The show must not always go on. In this case, the show is going on.
WrestleMania does, because it is the culmination of everything. You just can't say, okay, Bill Goldberg, you're not going to work Roman Reigns now. We're going to have you do little programs here and there with The Miz and Dolph Ziggler and, you know, Drake Maverick. It's just not going to happen.
Yes, but the point I was making is we can't discount the efforts being put forth by the wrestling organizations to provide you with entertainment right now. You know, it has got to be so amazingly difficult to go out there and perform in front of a crowd of 0 and to not be able to feed off that energy of the crowd. As a wrestling promoter, David Hero, a person who has done shows in front of dozens, in front of hundreds, in front of thousands, what is the difference? We all have a bad show from time to time.
It's a big
Talking
difference.
about your first show back in your backyard.
It's a big difference because you feed off the energy of the crowd. I mean, because when the talent has the crowd involved, booing or cheering, whatever it may be, the engagement, it motivates them to do better. It motivates them to get a bigger reaction for the next match than the guy had the one before.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been to shows where the crowd isn't there, and it's just like, oh, just uncle, I want to tap.
Yep.
But when that crowd is hot, and they're hot for the entire night, there is nothing better. That is, for a promoter, that's a home run. That's a sellout.
Yeah. Well, here's an idea coming to us on YouTube from Chris S82 saying WWE needs to take all the performers that are in training and make them the crowd. Interesting. I mean, they got all these people in Orlando, their new home base.
And there's about 150 under contract right now in NXT.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have family and friends. Like, Drew McIntyre is going to want his wife to be there.
Why just Drew?
Well, because, okay, John Cena's going to want his fiance to be there, right? I mean, if you...
Well, they did say select, I think they said immediate family or close family
if
members.
you just put all the students in there, then it's kind of a hokey audience.
Why?
Because it's just not authentic.
So, what, okay. Who would be more...
The family and friends, because they're emotionally invested in who they're going to see in the ring.
Aren't they typically a bit reserved, though?
Oh, no, they're going to definitely, chop it up.
So you remain true to form. We get a great idea from a viewer, and you crap on it.
Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely sucked.
Where is your shovel?
I'm kidding. It didn't suck. But it's a hell of an idea.
Oh, there. I turned my head, and here you are saying, you know what? Let's go into the history books a little bit. For those of you who are new to us, we've been on the air for over 20 years, and just 2 weeks ago, we had the opportunity to be at AEW.
You were 30 when we started this?
Had the opportunity to be at AEW Revolution, and I was able to reconnect with the endorsed Cody Rhodes. And most people, many people may not realize, David Harrell, that it was on this very program, on ESPN Radio.
Yes, but let's be fair, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have the relationship you have with Cody Rhodes today.
You said, I can't even repeat the words, and you said, I scolded you and said, we never say a wrestler sucks on this program because of the effort they put forth to entertain us. You then immediately followed up and said,
on the air, Cody Rhodes absolutely sucks.
That's a soundbite, folks. So in the political environment, someone would take that little piece and tweet it.
Please, people did. They tagged. But to be fair, at that time, Cody was getting his ass handed to him by DX every night. Right? Him and Ted DiBiase.
We don't have to relive history. What I'm saying is that got us to a point where
you two became best friends because of it. Because I had a ton of heat from Cody and Brandy for a while.
As you should have.
No, I shouldn't have.
Anyways, folks,
you get free swag. You get VIP access now. I saw you in catering at AEW last time. Yeah, it worked out for you.
So we'll just leave it with Legend Killer, one fan here who says in relation to Cody Rhodes, my name, we haven't put lower thirds up today, so it's okay, you can spell it wrong. Where are you signed? You literally just sighed. You literally did your Feedback Friday, oh my God, another comment sigh. You absolutely just did that.
Yeah, it's the one thing you hang your head on is Cody Rhodes.
He's endorsed for life. Thank you, Legend Killer, one fan. So, end all be all, David here, and we'll talk much more about it Wednesday with our superstar panel and our broadcast team. What else? Is this the right decision WWE made to move WrestleMania into the Performance Center?
Listen, and I've talked to people that are involved in all of it, and they said the same thing. Hey, we're a live weekly soap opera. Mm-hmm. We can't pause.
Right.
We can't, take 3 weeks off and then come back and do it. So, I mean, what other options do they have? Cancel the whole thing? No, that's not an option. It's not. This is the only thing they can do, especially now with the guidelines. And let's be honest, okay? It's no secret Vince McMahon and President Trump are buddies.
Mm-hmm. So Linda McMahon's on the administration.
So if Vince McMahon goes against everything the CDC is saying,
they were on the phone with the White House. I know that for a fact.
So if they were going against everything the local governments and the CDC is saying, what position does that put Vince and the president in? It's awkward and uncomfortable. Here's the thing. Lose today to win tomorrow. Next year in LA, they're going to have a huge show. Humongous. It's going to be fantastic. Fantastic people, fantastic fans, fantastic matches.
Yeah, and unfortunately, we should address the the situation that a lot of you are aware of, and I believe was recently announced on Twitter. Unfortunately, as all WrestleMania week events were canceled with the exception of WrestleMania from WWE, obviously this year's Shenanigans party, hosted by Kevin Nash, you consulted with Kevin over the weekend, and we have made the decision that the party will not go on.
It's just not responsible.
Unfortunately, it's not responsible, and it's you know, to that point, and we're going to be talking about this on Wednesday's live show at 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern on Fight TV. There are a lot of people doing a lot of great things right now to try to support the business. And the really, really important thing is for all of you, the fans, to continue to engage in shows like this, things that are still being broadcast to you, of which Fight is going to have a tremendous array of activity for you to select from, because there is a lot of money gone. A lot of money left on the table, you know, and not saying this for pity, but we have lost a good amount of money on Shenanigans this year. It just is what it is. And for those of you who did purchase tickets, by the way, you simply go back to shenanigansparty.com. You can go through the refund initiation process on that site, because we're going to do the right thing, as most everyone is doing at this point. But there are a lot of situations, a lot of people in a unique spot, and the wrestling fans have been great throughout all of this. I question how much tolerance we're going to have as this situation extends for a longer period of time. But in addition to Shenanigans, WrestleCon also canceled today, and that's a huge deal.
And High Spots and Michael from High Spots and WrestleCon, they are a huge part of WrestleMania weekend.
Yes.
They give hundreds of people opportunities to make money.
Yep. And
they are going to get kicked around quite a bit right now. From what I heard, the hotels are chasing them now for about $115,000, $120,000. So if you get a chance, go to highspots.com. They got some really cool stuff. Buy some gimmicks.
If you have the means by which to do so, please do so. This is a plea. It truly is. We know a lot of people are in bad situations. A lot of companies are laying people off. There's no work. This is a disastrous situation, David Hero. It truly is. And I was in China for the beginnings of this there. I was in South Korea when it was developing there. Neither was as bad as where we are currently here in the U.S. Because China was able to take some actions that we as a non-communist society or area or country can't do. But in that regard, it actually helped them stay this thing a bit. It's a tough time, but that's one of the reasons we're back. We need something to do.
Yeah.
You need something to watch. We are getting married.
Quarantined. I might as well, you know.
You're quarantined?
Of course I am. I'm always quarantined.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, folks, we are live here tonight. Thank you very much. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Facebook. Do us a favor, as we just talked about through all that. Subscribe and turn on your notifications on YouTube. Like our page on Facebook. And also give us a follow on Twitter at PWR360.
We have a lot of stuff coming up for you guys.
Well, here's the thing. People are wondering, why are we PWR360? What the heck does 360 mean? Well, when we decided to relaunch this, we knew that a rebranding was in order because of what we planned to deliver to you. And that will evolve over the course of the next few weeks and months. But we know and knew and will be bringing you complete 360-degree coverage of professional wrestling. Not just AEW, not just WWE, not just Ring of Honor. We will be bringing you the entire, fully encompassing coverage of wrestling. Well, that's why we have a team of about 8 to 10 people now, David Hero.
I was going to say, I'm quarantined, but I'm, you know.
There's only so much one could expect out of you anyways. But that's what PWR360 is. So it's at PWR360 on Twitter, at PWR360 now on Instagram and Facebook. And, of course, right here on YouTube, subscribe and join us all over.
Look at all these notifications going off.
There's a lot. There's a lot here.
Honest to God, I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I'm flattered.
Are you really?
Yeah.
You know, Dylan Carlson on Facebook is flattered as well. PWR Memories are coming back. And Jason DeBoer on Facebook, also what we are. And what we've always said we would be, which is informative, entertaining, and real.
Quick,
I can commit to that. I don't know about the real part for you.
I'm fair and balanced. So
Get Out.
Quick quiz.
GTFO, actually.
Quick quiz question. Are we going to bring back the draft?
David Harrell, PWR 360 will be fully encompassing of the wrestling world. We since we went on the air in 1998, innovated, we will continue to innovate further. That's all I will say about that.
Because I want to win one of these years. Like Heath Slater screwed me the first year, and after that it was
5 points.
injuries. Apollo Crews. He crushed me.
Yes.
Couldn't get a win to save his soul.
Yes, that is true.
Heat.
Folks, you know, the comments here, as David said, are coming through tremendously. We thank all of you for joining us, wherever you may be joining us. This was unannounced. However, Wednesday night, it is announced. We begin 3 nights weekly, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern, PWR PrimeTime Live. And we're going to be interactive. We're going to be engaging you in your comments, your questions, and all that you have to say. And this Wednesday night, David Hero.
Yeah, I can't wait because we're going to have so much to talk about.
So much to talk about.
So much is going to break. It's breaking now all the way through tomorrow.
Yeah. And as I said, Linda, Meathead, Drew, Josh, but we'll have another guest on Wednesday night, David Hero.
Yes.
Are you ready to reveal?
It's what everybody wants.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's what everybody needs.
I don't. What are you saying?
Well, we're gonna have Al, and
Our first
not
superstar
be.
guest on Primetime Live Wednesday night.
Elbows Al Snow, OVW's Al Snow, and we're going to talk about what we're going to be doing going forward with him as well.
Awesome, great. So Al Snow joins us on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock p.m.
Yes.
Eastern Standard Time, live
Head
on
on Hump Day.
Fight.tv, Fight.tv. You might as well go. Don't wait till the last minute, folks. Don't wait till you get the notification saying we're live. Go on over to Fight right now. Download it on your application. You can watch it. If you can watch Netflix, you can watch Fight. And download it on your device and tune in, because that will be our exclusive broadcast.
So if it's Netflix and
partner.
chill, what would Fight be?
If what?
It's Netflix and chill. What would the gimmick be for Fight? I'll have to think about that. I can't wait to see what people think of for that one.
And we're going to let others do that, not you. So Al Snow joins us Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. 360 Collar and Elbow, Fight TV, PWR, Damian Nelson, David Hero. We are back. We are so happy to be back, and we are back to get through this storm. And we will be bringing you exclusive coverage.
Your gimmick changed also.
Yes, so what had happened was you got this boot on your foot and you shifted, and I don't know if you heard the cable snap, but I did. So we'll get all that fixed. You know, we weren't supposed to be live tonight, David Hero.
No, we weren't.
We were not going to do this, but now we have done this, and random images behind us are just making it all kinds of fun.
What the hell is that?
So, folks,
seriously, you gotta black that out. That
thank
seems
you,
inappropriate.
thank you for thanking us. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being here with us on the return of the Pro Wrestling Report, PWR Primetime Live, Wednesdays, Fridays this week, and then Monday, Wednesday, Friday, each and every week going forward. David Hero, what parting shots do you have for the world out there?
Parting shots? I mean,
Well, you always slip something in there.
No, I'm not slipping anything tonight. I just can't wait. I just can't wait to see where everything goes with all of our new partners, and our new correspondents and our new associates.
Fun times are here. PWR will do it like no other, as we have always done. And we thank you for joining us on this new leg of our journey of covering wrestling the way only we can.
Is that
for that one?
Your profile? No, maybe not.
For that one, the one who some call David Octavius and Tiberius, the alleged backyard, one-time knockout, straight edge, hardcore Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Hero.
That felt great.
I'm Damian Nelson saying thank you for tuning in. Subscribe, like, follow. We'll see you Wednesday night, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, live on Fight TV.
That's a wrap, Kel.